I like it. I actually like it.
For more than 20 years, Clyde Campbell, better known as Lucky, has been working in the mines. He operates heavy machinery at the face of the mine, at the deepest part inside the operation. It's not easy or safe controlling the 60-ton machine, but it's what he loves to do.
This is like like you're exploring. What you see right there, nobody's never laid their eyes on it.
For Lucky and many of the older men underground, mining is more than a job. It's a part of their heritage.
My father worked 33 years in the mines. And I got a brother in the mines right now, and my other brother, he's retired because he was hurt in the mines. So yes, it's in our blood.
And while it's in their blood, they know that there are risks involved.
Oh, well, I guess you better stay on your guards. If you don't, you're definitely going to get hurt.
I got mashed up when I was 25. I was helping my brother. We was timbering. I laid in ICU for like a month, 2 weeks on a respirator.
Despite his injury, Lucky says he can't imagine doing anything else.
It's just something that you do that you enjoy doing. You can get killed riding down the 4-lane.
The men understand the responsibility that they have for their own safety and the safety of their team underground.
We watch out for each other. We're definitely trying to do that.
If I cut it too wide, everybody else is unsafe that comes behind me.
They work hard.
It's the toughest job you can find.
And they work safe, traveling deep into the darkness every day. And despite any fears, you can guarantee these guys will choose to come back again tomorrow.
I love running this thing. And I do him the best job that I possibly can. And then at the end of the day, it all works out.
Join me tomorrow night at 6 as we go back inside the mine. We're going to take a look at the process of mining, from inside the operation to the finished product. It's a process, and one you've probably never considered until now. In the heart of a coal mine, at the deepest point, the mine operator is extracting coal and rock. It's a job done entirely by remote control.
Through this remote box right here. This starts, stops, and controls it and everything else.
Continuous miner, a 60-ton machine, actually cuts the coal and rock, but the operator has to monitor the procedure.
I watch everything. I watch the machine, I watch the roof, I watch my methane detector right there.
The raw coal is transported from the face of the mine back out of the underground tunnel on a conveyor belt.
We're probably producing, I'm going to say, between 800 and 1,000 tons a day.
The product coming from the ASCO mine is a low sulfur coal.
This type coal, it is a met coal, okay, and it is used primarily for making steel.
The coal travels from the mine to a processing plant, also hidden in the hills of McDowell County. There, the coal is screened, sized, and separated.
We use water and gravity. That's all we use right now.
From the start to the finish at the plant, it's a 5-minute process, with a finished product ending up all over the world. There are so many elements to the mining industry.
It's just after dawn up Rum Creek Hollow, Union picketers staking their claim. Meanwhile, less than a stone's throw away, West Virginia State Police are engaging in small talk. Except for that, all is quiet, but just for a few hours. Of America would say if they knew about this or this. Both sides are now playing, but this is no game.
I have enough guys all these scabs. We don't need to start on y'all.
I don't give a damn who they are.
Who is it?
You want to take him broke?
Hey.
Get it out of here. Hey.
No, come on.
You don't have no business filming us.
I understand.
Union supporters didn't want us to take pictures of their friends barricading the bridge in direct defiance of a federal court order. Today, 2 Union men were arrested for ignoring those orders.
It's a shocking commentary on what's happening here. We were told by one Union official that they intended to sacrifice these vehicles and to have them wrecked. And we saw firsthand that their intention was carried through.
And 4 men from Rum Creek Coal were hauled away too. 3 charged with destruction of property, the other with attempted murder. But the company men were back out on the street on bond in less than 2 hours and right back at it. Chances are they'll all be back tomorrow. In Logan County, Bill Huffman, News Center 6.
Beyond these gates, anywhere from 20 to 200 picketers at a time sit waiting, ready to attack company vehicles. On the inside, company employees prepared to do whatever it takes to defend their own jobs and their lives. This morning, 5 company men were pinned in the guardhouse for nearly 30 minutes during heavy gunfire. They say they didn't return any shots, but from now on, they will.
If we're being shot at and we can identify a shooter, we're going to take him down.
Today, we approached the picket lines in a bulletproof van to get this exclusive look for ourselves. Along with the rocks and paint bottles, we were shot at twice. Company officials say much of the gunfire comes not from the picket lines, but the hillsides around the mine.
Right over there. On the ridge, so yeah, he was up on the bank there, definitely. I seen him.
Is that your sniper?
Yeah.
He'll be history if we find him.
Yeah.
The Hampton coal mine has become like a time bomb. So far, there have been 3 people injured by gunfire, and company officials say with each passing hour, they wonder when things are going to really explode. In Mingo County, Tracy Kingsley, News Center 6.
The planes in the Red Baron Stearman Squadron were originally used as military trainers during World War II. These days, the single-engine aircraft fly around the country performing in air shows. Passengers in the aircraft sit in the front seat while the pilot controls the plane from the back seat. There's no limit to the acrobatics a pilot can perform, but the passenger can say, enough is enough.
We can do everything from a nice, steady, straight and level ride, which is very scenic around the West Virginia countryside here, or we can put 6 Gs on them and show them what the airplane can do. So we try and find what they're interested in.
I got one favor. Take it easy on me, okay?
We can do that, Mark.
So time to fire up the engines for a flight over Mercer County. I'm in one plane, photographer Mark Hughes and his camera in the other plane. The view of the West Virginia countryside from the air is just spectacular. Mark's pictures tell the story better than I ever could. After a scenic ride, time for some fun as the 2 planes flying just feet apart go into what's called a barrel roll.
Barrel roll left, ready, pull.
We spent about 20 minutes in the air circling Mercer County. It's one of the smoothest rides you'll ever take. Back at the airport, the 2 planes break apart for the first time since departure. A smooth landing and the end of a truly unforgettable experience.
All right, guys, that was great. I really appreciate it. Patrick, thank you very much.
Pleasure flying with you.
Thank you, Randy. Appreciate it. All right.
In this peaceful Greenbrier County Valley is the community of Williamsburg, a small place by some standards, but folks here like it. They also like this young man, Dr. Charles McClung. He's the only doctor within a 25-mile radius, and he's one of the few doctors you'll find anywhere who still make house calls an important part of his practice.
I've been doing house calls about 3 years since working here at Williamsburg. This is a community health clinic, and our primary objective is to do complete family care.
Today, McClung has 2 house calls to make. The first to check in on Berlin and Eileen Judy, an elderly Williamsburg couple.
How are the duties today?
I'm doing okay. I had a spill like this about
That got better.
yeah.
Still taking your fluid pill?
Yes, sir. 2 a day.
2 a day.
Keeps me busy.
When you come to a place like this and you're welcomed with open arms and these folks bring you into their home, what does that do for you as a doctor?
It makes my day. It makes me feel warm all over and very satisfied that I've chosen the right profession.
A profession that, frankly, has taken some
Is
hits
dead?
over the years, but you won't find anyone here complaining.
I get paid with fried chicken and apple pies, and it works out really well.
A lot of your colleagues have chosen to go in a different route, where they're turning out mass volume, working for HMOs, doing all those kinds of things. What do you have that they don't? They may make more money than you.
Tender, loving care, a personal touch. We take time with the patients, and they appreciate that more than prescription medicines a lot of times.
Time now to see 98-year-old Jessie Hedrick at her farmhouse. For 98, her health is good, although she complains about her legs.
My goal is not to make a lot of money and get rich, but to provide the best care I can. Are you taking your medicine?
Yes, I am. 3 times a day.
When people learn that there is quality health care at an affordable price where they get the personalized attention, they show up at the door without appointments saying help, and our arms are always open.
I was actually outside of Kogel Hall between that and Norris when the police had rolled up, and that was when it really hit me.
At that point, we were trying to respond because then we knew we had someone on the loose.
To look out the window, there were cops everywhere, shooting. It was just mayhem.
It was almost an outer-body experience. You don't think it's really going on until you look outside, see the SWAT team, the cars, and then it sinks in, and then all you hope is that your friend's okay.
First shooting was at 7 or around 7 a.m. at the West Ambler Johnson dormitory. Now we can confirm that there are at least 33 dead.
Because Tech is such a safe campus, you just wouldn't expect it here.
I mean, this is almost as bad as 9/11. If to me it's worse, because I mean it's right here at home.
Laura and I and many across our nation are praying for the victims and their families and all the members of the university community.
I just started crying when I looked at the Facebook and all this, the other students that go to different colleges that I know that are changing their profile pictures saying we're all Hokies today.
You know, not forgiving him creates bitterness and, and anger, and this was caused by bitterness and anger.
We're all really Hokies, and I don't want this to change.
Through all this sadness, we are the Hokies. We will prevail. We will prevail. We will prevail. We are Virginia Tech.
They come to Paris Island for different reasons. For some, it's a way off the streets.
A lot of them on drugs and things, they come here as a way off the street to get a job, to get things done. Basically, it is a way out.
Joining the Marines is often sparked by patriotism and the pride of wearing a uniform. And while some young men and women fall victim to that love affair, they won't even put one on until graduation day. Many of them won't make it that far. They'll drop out of boot camp because of their poor physical condition or their inability to cope.
If you get yelled after doing something wrong, you got to be able to just cope with it and just go on, and you'll be pretty well physical in shape because you do a lot of PTing, and if you ain't in shape, you're not going to make it.
Jump! You're not coming down. Get up there. I will. Get your body up there. No, get down. You're going to do it before you leave. Do it with us.
We have no black, we have no white, we're all green. And we strip a lot of things from them. I guess you could look at that. We deprive them of some of the freedoms. I don't see it like that. I see it as we're making them one thing, a Marine Corps recruit. And they can all relate that they're all the same. And then we build their character. We don't make them into robots. We don't try to teach them to be one thing. We want them to have all their character that they came here with, but we want to instill that esprit de corps in them. And that's by basically making them all the same.
Whether it's the challenge, the career, or the search for a better life that leads our youth into the military, once they're there for a few weeks, their goals often change. Take John Salamone, for example. A few weeks ago, he was flipping burgers in Morgantown, ready for a challenge. Well, today was graduation day for John, and oh, how he's changed.
Yeah, you think of it when you think of having war and all, but it's like you join, that's what you joined for, to fight for your country, so you got to be ready for it. If something happens, it happens. You're ready for it.
Local legend says Native Americans called it the River of Death, and recently the new river has unfortunately lived up to its name. Rescue workers and dive teams from throughout southern West Virginia spent the day attempting to find the river's fourth victim of the summer, in a part of the river many use for recreation. Witnesses say 2 swimmers apparently got caught up in the current and went through an area known as Tahiti Rapids. The National Park Service says that area is particularly dangerous, even for the best of swimmers. For the casual swimmer, the calm waters at Sandstone Falls would appear to be the perfect place to take a swim. The problem is what lies underneath all that calmness.
Can't see what's happening down below. We can't see the huge boulder-sized rocks that may be down there causing the current to switch directions, or we can't see the hydraulics that are under the water. We just can't see everything that's happening there just by doing a visual from the bank.
In spite of excellent visibility from the air, an early morning search turned up nothing. Park Service authorities say because of the river's beauty, swimming will remain popular and safety precautions should be taken.
It's something that's real popular in the area, and it's part of the enticement that brings people here to enjoy this park. But we definitely will be stressing and recommending all of the safety precautions that people do wear life jackets, even if they're just swimming or walking along the banks of the river.
Authorities say neither man was wearing a life jacket. In Summers County, Glenn Willey, News Center 6.
Walking around the grounds and cottages at Creekside Resort, you have everything you could ask for. Nature, comfort, and beauty woven together by a growing trend.
It's all natural, using mostly plant extracts. These candles are made from recycled wax. We only use fertilizers from natural sources.
Almost everything at the resort is the same way.
Simple and not creating waste and making good use of what we have right here.
Since Kelly Sills and the rest of the Sandell family moved to this area in the 1970s, they've always done things the same way.
We grew up composting, and we grew up drying our laundry on the line, and we grew up using firewood to heat the house with.
And they wanted to make sure their way of life was reflected in the way they operate Creekside. Much of the food they serve comes from the organic garden that generations of the Sandell family have been tilling for the past 37 years.
That's my father, Robert Sandell, and my mother, Natalie.
Natalie's daughter, Curry Clarkson, says it's that garden that helps inspire their menu.
A lot of blackberries.
Blackberries, yeah. Blackberry sauce over cheesecake or over our pancakes.
Along with meat and fish from local farmers.
Cutting down on trucking.
and ensuring their food is grown and raised in a way that's environmentally safe.
We don't use chemical fertilizers and we don't use chemical pesticides.
The same goes for their organic orchard.
This is actually hot pepper jelly that is made from apples from the Creekside Organic Orchard.
And just like this family did growing up, they use clotheslines instead of dryers for the resort's linens, and fans whenever possible to cut back on energy use.
They're also taking steps to be environmentally friendly by simply reusing materials. When this bridge had to be replaced, they used the old wood to make this.
Protecting the natural beauty of the region so it can flow throughout the resort.
2 officers stay right at the door of the house, front and rear. Everybody else outside, close the house up.
7:15 a.m. Members of the Regional Unified Drug Enforcement Task Force meet to go over the logistics of today's raids.
No questions, then everybody get together in your search warrant teams and let the search warrant commander there go ahead and designate who's going to be the actual entry team and who's going to cover the rears.
The mood here is anything but light. These are serious people, and for them, drug raids are serious business. From headquarters to the staging area in the city's East End for a last-minute run-through.
Be advised that we don't know if there's any weapons in our house, okay? So just caution. Okay.
Moments later, the heat is on, just as this drug suspect was pulling out of his driveway.
So you got any weapons or needles on you? Nope. Got anything else on you?
Nope, not but my money.
$310 on his person. Those $20 bills, which a lot of the crack cocaine deals are made for either $20 or $50 pieces of crack.
A state police drug dog is brought in to try and sniff out contraband, but none is found. At another location, another search for drugs is on. A very small amount of marijuana is discovered. Ironically, in this apartment, on the wall of a child's bedroom, is an anti-drug bumper sticker.
It strikes you as odd that there's a Bears Against Drugs, a Troopers Association sticker on the wall of the house that you bust for dope.
That's not uncommon.
How you doing? You Rebecca? Yes, I am. Is Ray around? Okay, we have a arrest warrant for you and Ray both.
At a mobile home in the county, a couple is taken in for possession of marijuana.
He said he's got a problem with smoking marijuana, and I told him where to go get him some help, so I don't know if he will or not.
Back at headquarters, the booking process begins, and authorities pull out their big hit of the day.
We hit them early in the morning, and they really didn't know what was going on, so we got them in a daze, and we already had them under arrest before they knew what was going on.
What were they? They were down here for the weekend to sell the crack?
Well, what we found so far, we think they make several different trips to New York and back to West Virginia.
Some of those arrested today are juveniles, yet they know the cops, and the cops know them well. Others are no strangers to the inside of a jail cell. Nevertheless, familiarity with a steel cage doesn't seem to do much to ease this sudden loss of freedom.
You meet a lot of nice people, you know, interesting people, travelers, local people, you know, they all have to eat at night. We don't, almost the only place open at night. So I can say I treat the people like I want to be treated, you know, so, and they know it.
Oh, okay, what can I get you? Oh, for me, I need a quarter-pound cheeseburger.
Sometimes you get a rowdy one, you know, but you find that in every place. Like I said, you meet mostly nice people, you know, and so that makes it all worthwhile, you know. When you waitress here, you don't just waitress, you do passing tables, making washing dishes in and all that. So that's kind of hard, you know, keeping up with all that. But other than that, you get used to it, you know, you get into a routine and...
Kind of dangerous crowd, just some of the crowd, kind of rowdy. Kind of used to it. It's all right in its ways.
I'd rather work day. Well, I mean, where I work now 5 nights in a row, it only seems like I get 1 day off.
I like the
It's hard getting sleep, you know, at times, because my husband works too, but it has its moments. Night shift that I don't like, I guess not being able to do things, you know, to go out sometimes at night, every now and then. It pays the bills, though.
Disadvantages is, right now I could be home in bed.
Every time I look at it, you know, it can't be happening to us. It's, you know, there's no